28 years, I've never heard India is cheap. And the reason is because there are two types of markets. One is more cyclical markets. We tend to sell at low valuations. I mean, Russia was before it basically shut down for us. Or China, a lot of companies are cyclical. Or in India, you get a lot of cyclicals and low valuations. And we own some of them, for example, right? We own some of the steel companies. We like Coal India, for example, right? Those tend to sell at lower valuations. But if you look at growth businesses, and India has a lot of them, they tend to sell at higher valuations. That is no different. I mean, Accenture and Infosys are very comparable. They sell at similar valuations. How can you compare Infosys with, I'm picking a name, PetroChina in China? They're not compared to PetroChina, will sell at different valuations. So we feel that the growth story in India is actually getting better in a much more robust way. So we have had significant exposure to India over the long run, but this is probably one of the larger ones. I don't know, we have over 13 billion, something like that invested in India in very, very select group of companies. We tend to take a long-term view, and in the global context is still underappreciated because the pushback you get, India isn't expensive. Well, the problem is you're comparing apples and oranges. You can't compare a semiconductor name with Infosys, right? Semiconductor name would sell lower valuation than Infosys. And we don't own Infosys, by the way, just for the record at this point. So I think we feel that India, it'll be differentiated, it'll be diversified. Look, this administration has done a remarkable job of execution. I think that is the real important part of this. And that is accelerating growth in a big way. The banking system is clean now. The credit cycle, I believe, should be very robust. Real estate cycle should be robust. So if you look at our global book, this is probably one of the highest exposure in the global, in the global book in India.
Wow. And from the looks of it, maybe I'm presuming too much, but I presume that you are comfortable not only with keeping this exposure, but increasing it meaningfully over the course of the next few quarters, as the case may be, if things turn out right and you get the right value.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the stars have to align a little bit, but we have basically kind of a dozen names, and we have $13+ billion. So it's very, very concentrated. But our exposure, it's almost a given. It'll probably creep higher. Particularly if there's volatility. So we need volatility. I mean, steady Eddie kind of hard to execute. And by the way, even Adani, we kind of thought that once the Supreme Court ruling comes out, we may not get an opportunity to sort of make sure we take our fill a little bit, right? So we did bulk of the buying pre the Supreme Court ruling.